to another Paula Mendes video. Today I'm going to show you some decorative painting on wood. Technique, one stroke. Follow me. You're going to need acrylic paints, natural colors from acrylics, grease paper, normal black paper to practice your brush strokes, a palette, synthetic brushes, flat and round, a brush washer, dots makers. Let's start by the leaves. The leaves are made in two parts. We always start on the left hand side and then we'll do the right hand side. We double load the flat brush with two colors, one on each corner. We blend always on the same place and without turning the brush. We need a lot of paint in the brush to paint the leaves. Put the brush down and do this movement. At the end, just lift the brush and out. This is the left hand of the leaf. To do the right hand, the right side of the leaf, you're going to need to turn the page around, otherwise you'd have no angle to finish the leaf. We load the brush again and we start from the base, putting the brush down, doing the same movements, just very shaky and have free brush strokes. It looks much nicer. The leaf will have more movement and will be more artistic. If you don't like the result on the first layer, you can go over the first layer. For the central vein, some people use the round brush. I'll use the flat brush. As you can see, the brush is in very good condition. It's a new brush. I don't need a liner to do the central vein. I can use this one. If the brush was old, the tips would be turning and we could not do a proper line. But this way we can. Okay, so I'm going to load the brush with more white. Put it on the vertical and just drag. And there we go. See? It's nice and straight. Straighter than a liner brush. Load the brush again. Let's do another leaf. As you see, I put the brush down and out on the vertical. Some artists do it this way and they do it very neat. I don't like it personally. And then we look at one leaf, we look at 100 and they all look the same. Okay, now we're going to do the other half. Put the brush down, shake it, move it and out. Central vein. If I want this leaf to be folded, I'll have to do a small trick which I'm going to show you now. Okay, there we go. The first half of the leaf, and it's all about color, dark and light. Now we're going to fold the leaf. I'm going to put a little bit more of white, blend again. Now I'm turning the white towards the leaf, so the white will be facing the green. Vertical, see? There we go. So now we have a folded leaf. Now we have some commas which work for complements. You need to practice these. The way you put your brush, the way you lift, the way you put it down, the way you drag the paint, you have to practice. Now we're going to start with the flower. To paint this flower, I'm going to use a round brush. It all depends on the size of the flower. For the big flower, you use a bigger brush. For a small flower, a small one. I'm going to load the brush with yellow, a lot of yellow, and on the tip a little bit of white. From now on I'm not going to put any more yellow on the brush, I'll just put white on the tip. Brush on the vertical, look at my finger, put it down, drag it along and lift slowly. Put more white on the tip of the brush, vertical, put it down, drag and lift. The final result is very nice. Some of the petals will be more yellow than the others, but the final, it looks very nice. It requires some practice. Practice until you feel that your brush strokes really look nice. Don't try to do this in a hurry. This is very relaxing, but it's very nice. So now we have all the petals here and we're going to concentrate in the middle. This is an old brush, what I have in my hand. I'd never throw it away. It's a synthetic brush. I've cut it I've opened it and I'm going to paint the middle of the flower with this. So we go with 3 colors here, dark green, another green, and a little bit of yellow. And I'll stop tapping. If you notice, I'm keeping the dark part towards the petals. As I move forward, I try to get a lighter color. So I've started with a very dark green and it goes on to a very light yellow. And I'll still put a little bit more yellow, not white. I'm not using white now. So I'm going to use a little bit of ceramic color now, right at the bottom, to give it a different shade. And I'll apply it while the green is still fresh, so it will mix a little bit with the green. Now it looks quite different, you see? Now you can see it with the little black dots, the white spots. When the petals are dry, we'll finish it with a permanent marker, a duo pen from Acrylex. It has 2 tips. We're going to use the thin one and we'll just put the dots. And it looks very nice like this. It's quite easy, it's easier than using a brush. And the final result is nice. Now we have the leaves, the flowers, and now we're going to do the background greens. We can use the deer feet brush, we can use the old brush that I showed you just now. It all depends. Even a stencil brush. Now I'm going to load it. On the longest part of the brush I'm going to place a little bit of white. When I paint these greens, the background greens, I always start from the outside going towards the inside so that the white stands out more. And I'll turn the brush so it looks a little bit more greener, a little bit bluer, a little bit yellowish. If I keep the brush always facing the same way, the colors will always be on the same direction. Keep it dark near the petals, don't forget. The small flowers are very, very easy to paint. You can use a round brush or a filbert brush. Just place a tiny, tiny bit, a little bit of white or a mix of white and blue, and just some tiny, tiny brushes. We don't know exactly what kind of flower it is, but it helps with the decoration. The middle is just a small black dot. That's it. Now I'll teach you how to make the curls. Now we're going to use a liner. It's usually longer than the normal ones. It's very thin and we have to thin down the paint. I will thin down the paint with water. It has to be as thin as paint and you need a lot of paint in the brush. A little bit of white. And I'll start from the outside, from the curl till I reach the petal. I'm working on black paper. It's always more difficult to paint on paper than on wood. You'll feel that when you practice. I can bring up the white, just a little bit more of white there. That's it. Now I'm going to show you some zigzag commas. There we go, the brush. Zigzag, down, drag and lift slowly. Zigzag, down, drag and lift. I just placed some dots with the dot maker, some stamps, and I applied some spray varnish from Acrylex. You can use the matte or the shiny one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press on like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.